Okay, this is part two. And if you're interested in the kind of the divine alien thing, she actually created a website called divinealiens.com, which is where I got this picture from. So this is Alien Prometheus. This was when she was talking about creating this image. He said that obviously this isn't like his direct image, but it's directionally appropriate and how he wants us to be imagining him. Some of these aliens look like, oddly enough, very white, Aryan, kind of Palladian looking, really blonde hair, really blue eyes. But he wants us to imagine him like this. And so this message came from him. Okay, so there's a few beliefs. We're probably going to do them in segments because it's too long to do as one. The message is, I am capable of forgiving and I choose to. I release myself from the burdens of hurt and choose to move forward with compassion and strength. Okay, so the first balance, I am capable of forgiving and I choose to. So you're going to have everything uncrossed, eyes open, looking down. You're going to say out loud, I am capable of forgiving and choose to. Cross your left ankle over your right ankle and your left wrist over your right wrist. So left over right on both ankles and wrists. You are curling your hands up toward your heart. What you are doing is you are going to repeat the statement, I am capable of forgiving and I choose to. You're going to repeat that statement over and over and over until you experience a physical, emotional, or mental shift. You have as much time as you need. Please pause the video, filter all the way through until you experience that shift, and then you can open your eyes and put 10 fingertips together. Okay, so if you've done that balance, you're going to have all 10 fingertips together. When I was doing this collectively, I sensed a lot of red initially. And red is a very passionate color. It's a position of strength. It's a position also of, or color of anger and power. And then as I was moving through the balance, it became more and more white. So that white light was really coming in to kind of cloud or drown out all of the red. So I would love to hear your experience in the comments of what you experienced. The next balance that we're going to do is I release myself from the burdens of hurt and move forward with compassion and strength. I release myself from the burdens of hurt and choose, you can say, and choose to move forward with compassion and strength. It's a little bit longer, so I'm going to say it a couple times. I release myself from the burdens of hurt and choose to move forward with compassion and strength. So we're going to have our eyes open, looking down. You're going to say out loud, I release myself from the burdens of hurt and choose to move forward with compassion and strength. Okay, you're going to cross your right ankle over your left ankle and your right wrist over your left wrist. So right over left this time. You are going to close your eyes and repeat the statement, I release myself from the burdens of hurt and choose to move forward with compassion and strength. You have as much time as you need. Hands together. That was a beautiful message. And going back to the card that we pulled, Lorelei, what will a mermaid choose to do? She has suffered great loss in her own life. Will she continue the cycle of pain, or will she allow healing and grace to calm the waters? Knowing that with a flick of her wrist, she could toss the ship against the shore, or she could let it continue on its journey. And when we integrate these beliefs that I'm capable of forgiving and I choose to, that's making it a conscious choice of when and where and how you are going to be offering forgiveness for yourself and others. By releasing ourselves of the burdens of hurt, we can choose to move forward with compassion and strength. We can allow the ship to continue on waters versus take out our pain on the ship, right? This does not mean that we forgive everyone. For instance, like I'm not forgiving Elon Musk for doing the schmaltzy salute on the world stage behind the President of the United States seal. I think it's an unforgivable act. And I would forgive him if he made a actual mend and he learned from his mistakes and he became an advocate against that type of thing, right? So I can't forgive him in the state that he's in, but should he learn from his mistakes? Should he take responsibility for it? And should he be educating other people on how to prevent it? Forgiven, right? Compassion, empathy. And I think that's the point. It's not to forgive everyone right now who has not woken up and does not understand the weight of their decisions and the pain that they are putting people through. But what we need to do is untie ourselves from those types of people. And we need to be, I pulled this card, and this is all around, it says creator, art of the universe, and integration. So it says, here we see a woman gathering the delicate petals of blossoms and making them into flowers. It seems like she is weaving them all together, bringing a greater whole into being. She is calm and concentrated on her work. This woman is a creator. She draws from the petals falling from the sky and growing from the earth. Inspiration is all around. Gather it up and create a new whole. We are gathering the people in our lives that that want to push this energy forward, right? That understand the inalienable rights that we should have just because we're humans, like healthcare and dignity and respect and access to education. And so we are in the process right now of creating that bigger whole, right? We are finding people in our tribe. We are moving forward together. We are organizing, and we are bound by the laws of the universe. And I guess I want to leave you with, it can feel overwhelming. And I do see that there are people waking up. I do see people even who were in full YT supremacist organizations who are now speaking out publicly against it and educating, right? And so I think it's through communication, through talking, through engaging, through education that we open our eyes. Most people won't open their eyes or change their position if they're being yelled at. And we need to remember that. And I think sometimes it's very appropriate to take out your anger and your outrage. And if we want to move forward in a constructive, collaborative way, which is what today's theme is all about, we need to find it in ourselves to consider forgiveness and moving forward with compassion and strength, and really redefining what strength and power look like in the new world, because it's not force. It's not, pushing people down to get to the top. It is not, actually, I'm going to show an image. It is not this. It is not only if you are a citizen, cisgendered man who speaks English and is rich and owns property, you have a, physique that people admire, you're neurotypical, heterosexual, able-bodied, post-secondary degrees, and white. That's not what power is going to look like in the new world. We are going to have a lot more diversity, and that is why they're trying so hard to come after DEI programs. That's why. Because they know that their power relies on the oppression of other people. So pay attention. Don't shop at companies that do not do the right thing. And I'm really disappointed in Target. I'm going to have to find an alternative, it sucks, right? But for now, until those companies take responsibility and they do the right thing, and it's not just because the people in power are forcing them to do these things, we're starting to really see where they stand. And I think you need to vote with your dollar.